By the late 90s, the sound of mainstream music in America was transitioning into teen pop, electronic, and contemporary R&B sounds. English music acts were also introducing us to their own subgenres and culture like UK garage and Britpop, and their sound had a major influence on the sound of mainstream American music. Black British music acts were becoming more and more visible across the world. Some only blew up in Europe, while others managed to find chart success in America. And at the time, being able to break into the world's biggest music market was considered a big deal. Even if they weren't necessarily charting in the US, Americans were exposed to Black British artists through VH1, MTV, and BET programs. A couple weeks ago, I came across this song named Cardboard Box, written and produced by FEMININITY for the up-and-coming girl group Flow, and it had me thinking about all of the popular Black British groups and music acts we had in the 2000s. So I decided to put together a list of popular Black British music acts from the 2000s that Americans either don't know of or probably completely forgot existed. I don't want to make this video too long, so I've decided to turn this into a two-part series. In this video, I'll be starting with the female music acts, so stay tuned for part 2 when I discuss the male singers. Mystique. As soon as the new millennium hit, British pop girl group Mystique took the UK by storm with their debut album Licking on Both Sides, which produced 5 top 10 hits. Their sound was a mixture of R&B, UK garage, and pop, and they were able to do something a lot of other music acts from England weren't able to do, which is have a hit in the United States. The group was formed as a duo in the late 1990s when Alicia Dixon and Sabrina Washington met at dance school. They became a trio named Face to Face at one point when English singer Tina Barrett joined the group, but she ended up auditioning for and landing a spot in the successful British pop group S Club 7. Zena McNally and Su-Elise Nash then joined the two girls, and together they became known as Mystique. They signed a deal with Telstar Records, and their debut single, Why, was released in January 2001, peaking at number 8 in their country. But after that song, Zena left the group to pursue a solo career. The girls followed up their debut single with the international hits All I Want and One Night Stand, with the latter being their first song to reach the United States.
Sitting looking in the mirror, like headed to the looking glass. Life's a never-ending journey. Just don't wanna have fun, gonna call my girls, gonna get my hair done, so I dress top down and the DJ playing our jam. Cast down, grab a man, move to the floor.
Their debut album, Licking on Both Sides, was released in October 2001 and was certified double platinum in the UK. But the album never got an American release. The album spawned 2 more top 10 hits, Be With Me and Rolling On.
It's to you and the passion just for love.
In March 2003, Mystique released their best-selling international hit, Scandalous. If you're from the US and aren't too familiar with their music, I'm pretty sure you've heard this song.
So scandalous. And you got me feeling weak. Listen as I speak, cause I'm careful as a creep. You got me going crazy and you know I can't sleep. You're dangerous, just get it up. The way you move, so scandalous. It's all about the two.
Scandalous became a hit throughout Europe and Oceania. It sold 195,000 copies in the UK, reached number 35 on the Billboard Hot 100, and number 2 on the Billboard Dance Singles Sales Chart, and number 11 on the Billboard Mainstream Top 40. The music video was even nominated for Best Video at the MOBO Awards. The song was frequently used in American advertisements and reality shows, and became the theme song of the 2004 superhero film Catwoman, starring Halle Berry. But their second album, Eye Candy, released that year, did not get a US release either. But it did peak at number 6 in the UK, and the second single, Can't Get It Back, managed to appear on the US Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart.
You ain't getting back this way. My love and I can't get it back. Give you all my time and I can't get it back.
Eye Candy featured production by Stargate, Salaam Remi, singer Joe, and Jermaine Dupri. Mystique also recorded the track Shoo Shoo Baby for the Disney film Valiant. But Mystique had no idea that the album's third single, Style, would end up being their last song as a group.
Girls say I'm crazy and that I should go with you. I like a man with a hip hop style. I like a man with a drop top ride.
In late 2004, their label Telstar went bankrupt due to large advances and expensive signing deals for artists like Victoria Beckham of the Spice Girls, who failed to have a successful solo career to make back the money for the label. So Mystique officially announced their split in January 2005. After their disbandment, Alicia immediately jumped into a solo career, signing a $500,000 3-album deal with Polydor Records. Her 2006 debut solo single, Lipstick, peaked at number 14 in the UK. But Alicia was dropped from the label after the second single failed to have commercial success. Nonetheless, she signed a new recording contract with Asylum Records in 2008, and her solo career became a huge success. In addition to winning the dancing competition show Strictly Come Dancing, she released a platinum-selling album and several top 20 hits. Since 2012, she's been a judge on Britain's Got Talent. After the end of Mystique, Sabrina Washington appeared on the reality shows Celebrity Scissorhands and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, which she appeared on with her other group mates. She also released her debut solo single, OMG, in 2010, which topped the charts throughout Europe and spent 3 weeks at number 1 in Poland. Su-Elise, on the other hand, has remained out of the public eye. Cleopatra. Cleopatra was a teen R&B and pop sister trio from Manchester, England that was signed to Madonna's Maverick label, and this helped them break into the US music market. They are the UK's first all-black girl group, since all of the other black British girl groups before them had at least one non-black or biracial member. Cleopatra is comprised of 3 of the Higgins sisters: Zanam, the oldest, Cleopatra, the second oldest, and Yona, the youngest. The group was formed as Cleopatra and the Attractions in the early 1990s, with Cleo being the main singer, while her other siblings served as background dancers and singers. They won a local talent contest and were signed to a management contract. In 1997, Cleopatra was signed to the British division of Warner Bros. Records. They caught the attention of American pop entertainer Madonna, who signed them to her Maverick record label. Cleopatra released their debut single, Cleopatra's Theme, on February 2, 1998.
Oh, let me hear you say it. We know we're never gonna stop. Be together. Oh, last forever. Hey, yeah. Wanna go, Cleopatra. Hey, we know the way to move.
Which reached number 3 on the UK singles chart and number 26 on Billboard Hot 100 in the United States. The music video got a lot of airtime on US cable channels like Disney, MTV, VH1, and BET. Madonna formally introduced the girls to the United States at Nickelodeon's Kid Choice Awards, where they performed their debut single. Cleopatra scored 2 more top 5 hits with their singles Life Ain't Easy and their cover of the Jackson 5's I Want You Back. Their single, A Touch of Love, also became a top 40 hit, and their debut album, Comin' At Ya, released in June of 1998, charted within the top 200 in the UK.
I won't wait for you to make up your mind. You make me so confused. So tell me it's real.
In the United States, the album charted within the top 30 and sold over 300,000 copies. They even had their own British television series on the children's television channel CITV, which also featured their mother and younger sister. The girls landed Brit Awards and Mobo Awards nominations at the 1999 ceremonies. They even put on a live show for a 60-minute Disney Channel special and were also asked by the network to record a song for the Goofy movie. Cleopatra then landed a major opportunity. They became the supporting act for the Spice Girls' Global Spice World Tour. After the tour, the girls started working on their second album with top record producers, including Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Dallas Austin, and Stargate. They also became the first Black British female group to become spokeswomen for CoverGirl Cosmetics. The girls even sang the theme song for the company's new makeup line, Triple Lipstick, and were featured in the US television advertisement.
You want beautiful lips? Give this a try. Take one great lipstick and multiply. CoverGirl introduces Triple Lipstick. Triple Lipstick. The triple benefit lipstick. Protection. UVA, UVB.
Despite touring the US with American artists like Brian McKnight, Jessica Simpson, Next, and Nelly, and doing promotion on various American talk shows, Cleopatra's sophomore album, Steppin' Out, which was released in August 2000, was a commercial failure in the States and never got a release in the UK. Executives at Warner Brothers Records wanted to focus their attention on Cleo's solo music and just completely ignored the promotion and release of the album in the UK. And Cleopatra was dropped by the label in 2001 before Stepping Out could even be released in their country. Cleo walked away from the solo deal because of creative differences, and the fact that the executives at the label had men making decisions for her image and trying to objectify her. The girls occasionally reunited for performances throughout the 2000s, but never released any new music since their last album in 2000. They remained out of the public eye and lived fairly regular lives raising their kids, until Cleo auditioned for The Voice UK in 2013 with a rendition of Beyoncé's Love on Top.
Nothing's perfect, but it's worth it after fighting through my tears. And finally you put me first. Baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I love.
will.i.am served as her coach throughout the competition, but Cleo would be eliminated in the semi-final stages. During her time on The Voice, she was heavily trolled by racists on social media. Since then, Cleo's landed a role in Thriller
Live
and toured throughout Europe with the production. Jamelia. Jamelia was a very popular and successful R&B and pop singer in the UK throughout the 2000s. Over the course of her career, she has released 3 UK Top 40 studio albums, 8 UK Top 10 singles, and won 4 Mobo Awards. She was born in Birmingham to Jamaican immigrant parents and signed to Capitol Records when she was just 15 years old. In 1999, she released her debut single, So High.
What am I gonna do?
But this song barely made any noise in Europe, so she left Capitol Records and quickly signed with EMI. She followed it up with a single titled I Do.
Around but never found someone that compares to you, my friend. If I told you what my heart's telling me.
And this would be her first single off her debut album. I Do peaked at number 36 on the UK singles chart. Jamelia got her first breakthrough with her third single, Money, featuring dancehall artist Beanie Man.
Beanie Man and Jamelia. London, Jamaican.
Money, don't say you love me. Cash won't make me stay.
The single peaked at number 5 in the UK and also won a Mobile Award for Best Video in 2000. The fourth single, Call Me, was also a chart success, peaking at number 11. But her debut album, released in June 2000, failed to make a big impact on the charts with low sales. And its last single, Boy Next Door, missed the top 40. But in 2001, Jamelia still managed to be nominated for Best British Newcomer, Best British Video, and Best British Female at the Brit Awards. She gave birth to her first daughter that year, then immediately began working on her sophomore album. Jamelia released the lead single, Bout, featuring American female rapper Rah Digga in June 2003. But it was the next single, Superstar, that transformed her into an international hitmaker.
People always talk about all the things. I'm feeling some connection to the things you do. You must be some kind of superstar. 'Cause you got
Superstar became a smash hit, peaking at number 3 in the UK and number 1 in Australia, New Zealand, and Czech Republic. However, it did not chart in America. Superstar became the 26th best-selling single of 2003. But when the album, Thank You, was released in September that year, it only reached number 65 in her country. In early 2004, Jamelia released the album's title track as a single, and it's an autobiographical song about domestic abuse. It debuted at number 2 on the UK pop charts and won a Mobile Award for Best Single. After that single blew up, her label re-released the album in March 2004, and this time it peaked at number 4 in the UK and was certified double platinum. The re-release also included the top 10 hit DJ and the top 5 single See It in a Boy's Eyes, which was co-written by her label mate and Coldplay lead singer Chris Martin. The success of the album landed Jamelia 5 Brit Award nominations in 2004 and 2005 for Best British Female, Best British Single, Best Female Solo Act, and Best British Urban Act. After giving birth to her second daughter in 2005, Jamelia began recording her third album. She landed another top 10 hit with her single Beware of the Dog. But the other singles from the album that was titled Walk With Me just weren't able to replicate the success of her previous album, and this would be Jamelia's last studio album. After that, she ventured into hosting and presenting. In 2013, Jamelia appeared on 2 seasons of The Voice Ireland as a coach before joining the panel of the talk show Loose Women. But Jamelia was dismissed 3 years later in 2016 after making controversial comments about plus-size clothes and people. Jamelia stood by her comments after the backlash, but says all the backlash directed at her was always harsher compared to the white panelists who had the same exact opinions as her, and says she was the token black woman on the show. Jamelia has since branched out into acting and still continues to work as a host and panelist. Jamelia most recently starred in the 4-part miniseries titled Little Darlings alongside fellow British singer Lamar. Honeys. The Honeys were a huge British R&B and pop female trio that broke out in the late 90s. They were branded as the UK's version of Destiny's Child. Ironically, they went through more lineup changes than Destiny's Child, with their best-known combination consisting of Selena, Heavenly, and Naima. The Honeys scored top 10 hits and sold over 4 million records worldwide over the course of their career. The London-based group, originally named Essence, was formed by Heavenly Denton and Selena Cherry, and they performed as a duo. The girls were inspired by In Vogue and felt like the UK was missing a young pop R&B girl group. In 1998, Naima Belkhiati joined the group, and they took on the name Honeys after being catcalled with that name. In August 1998, They released their hit debut single, Finally Found, which peaked at number 4 on the UK singles chart and received a silver certification, as well as being a top 10 hit across Europe and in Australia.
Leave you're here with me, and now it seems my world's
Finally Found remains their biggest hit to date. The Honeys followed it up with the song End of the Line.
part of you. Seems you left them all behind. Want me to go? Then say it. Want me to stay? Come to the end of the line. So say it.
Another top 5 hit in the UK. Their debut studio album, Wonder Number 8, was released in November 1998, only reaching number 33 on the UK albums chart. In the United States, they signed to Def Jam Island and ended up being featured on Foxy Brown's single, J.O.B., from her second album, China Doll.
What I came to say, come on.
Nothing going on but the rent. You gotta have a J.O.B. if you wanna be with me.
But during the group's promotional tour in early 1999, Heavenly decided to quit the group to spend time with her new boyfriend, fellow singer and actor Matthew Marsden. Heavenly had also grown unhappy and was interested in pursuing a solo career. She was replaced by Mariama Goodman, a former member of the girl group Solid Harmony that regularly toured with NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. The new lineup of Honeys kept things moving. They released 3 more singles: Love of a Lifetime, Never Let You Down, and Won't Take It Lying Down.
You better believe I'll stand my ground, boy, I won't take it lying down. Keep acting strange whenever she's around. You're headed, boy, I won't take it lying down. Find you've been messing around.
Which all charted within the top 10, and their album was reissued with several new tracks. Unfortunately, these would be their last top 10 hit songs, and also their last and only album. In the year 2000, the Honeys won Best British Girl Band at the Maxim Awards, and were also nominated for Best British Breakthrough Act at the 2000 Brit Awards. In the summer that year, they recorded the song Not Even Gonna Trip for the Nutty Professor 2 soundtrack, and this song was set to be their 6th single. But Mariama would quit the group due to ongoing drama between her and Naima. They were down to 2 members again, so management brought Heavenly back on board to restore their original lineup. She added her vocals to Not Even Gonna Trip, and it was officially released on September 21st that year, ahead of their sophomore album.
You only wanna lie to me. Guess I'll forget about all the things and everything, but I'm not even gonna trip about it, worry about it.
Which would have some production and songwriting by Stevie J. The single reached number 5 on the UK R&B chart, but it didn't do so well overall. Nearly a year later, they followed it up with 2 new singles titled I Don't Know and Talk to the Hand, both commercial failures, and their label made the decision to drop them, canceling all plans for their second album titled Harmony. So the Honeys just went their separate ways. In 2005, Selena released her solo album, Selena Cherry, through her official website. The Honeys reunited that same year, but Naima would not continue with the group since she was focused on her acting career. She was then replaced by Selena's sister, Candice. They embarked on a tour in 2006, but Heavenly would leave the group for a second time and was once again replaced by Mariama. They continued to tour until 2009 when they broke up again. In 2013, 3 of the Honeys reunited for the ITV2 reality documentary series The Big Reunion, alongside other chart-topping British bands. The ladies came together to hash out their unresolved drama and also embarked on an arena tour with the other bands. The group had confirmed that they were planning on releasing new music and an album. But Heavenly decided to quit the Honeys for a 3rd time, leaving Selena and Mariama to just continue as a duo. Since the end of the Honeys, Selena, who's a mom of 2, auditioned for the 12th season of Britain's Got Talent with her husband and Michael Jackson impersonator Danny. She also pursued an acting career. But like I said, guys, this is gonna be a two-part series, so stay tuned for part 2 when I talk about the Black male British music acts. But for now, let me know in the comments below if you remember any of these songs or any of these music acts from the 2000s. Like this video and subscribe to Black Femininity TV for more content.